See, now this is how you guys were supposed to start this off. See, now I'm invested. Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Tyra here with another struggle review, here to discuss Fear Street 1978. Now, before I get into why I'm so invested now and why I enjoyed this so much more than that first installment of this trilogy, I need you guys to drop down and subscribe to my channel and like this video. I'm going to give you guys a moment to do that, and then we're going to come back and discuss all things Don't Fear the Reaper. Because I'm a cherry bomb. The fuck? Hopefully subscribe to see more of me. Let's get into this movie. Now, I don't want anyone to watch that first video and go, oh, she had a problem, you know, with them focusing so much in on the love part because, you know, it was a same-sex couple, it's a gay thing. No, it was not that. And this part 2 proves my point. Not only do we have one love story going on, we have two, almost three if you count, you know, the little druggy couple. But it did not take away from the horror in this film at all. We still got lots of scares, a lot more killing. It felt, you know, a lot more well-rounded and developed than that first story where, you know, we kind of got lost. But I do understand why, after watching this, they wanted to get us so invested in Sam and Dina, you know, our first protagonist and love interest, because they're, you know, to push the narrative along of, you know, why it's so urgent for us to solve the mystery Scooby-Doo and, you know, reconnect these bones. I got it. I ain't gotta like them though. I was so happy when we were introduced to new characters and we get to meet Ziggy. Now at this point, you know, we are still in the now. Ziggy is living in fear, alone, a bunch of damn alarm clocks, a dog, and some Jim Beam. No life, nothing. What you doing? Nothing, because I'm just in here locking down. I really love that whole thing of, oh, I can't help you. I'm not trying to, you know, get involved. Move, get away. I got some down in my hands, y'all. Move, get as far away from this as you can. You don't want to be a part of this. Just run away. I mean, I did, and I still live in town. I've lived here, you know, for almost 20 years, but no, you need to run away. Okay. But we get into, you know, Ziggy telling her story and exactly how she survived. Now, I really do wish that they would have kept that little tidbit of, you know, this is a picture of me and my sister at Camp Nightwing. By the end of the night, my sister was dead. Even though we got all that questionable death and that first part of this trilogy, if I had known any better, I wouldn't have known that her sister wouldn't have made it because she lasted for so long throughout the entire film. So I really wish they would have kept that, you know, a mystery, but whatever. But we are introduced to Little Miss Mama from Stranger Things, all grown up, looking all cute. I was like, look at her. Oh. But we still have, you know, these I was like, look at this white girl named Sheila. That took me, I was like, get out of my face, Sheila. I was like, oh, okay. But we're introduced, you know, to these bullies and, you know, this town that we still have this sense of, big sense, even more, which I love that they focused on this so much because I felt like we missed that in the first film. You know, this sunny side versus Shadyville, that whole thing. I really think it added so much tension here. But we have, you know, our protagonist here, Ziggy, young Ziggy, being strung up and burned with the light. I was like, this is real intense for you thinking she stole something. Like, you see that they hold on to, you know, this Sarah fear and fear of the witch. It's very prominent even then. Like, it's even stronger now. I was like, oh my God, like, y'all just gonna let this go? Ain't nobody getting sent home? You ain't gonna call no parents, huh? I did notice that this whole shindig here is just gonna be lack of parents. Whose parents? None. We just sent them to Camp Crystal Lake. It was very Camp Crystal Lake. I absolutely loved it. I was just waiting on Jason to pop out one good time. So much better than the first film. So now after we establish that Ziggy is a show enough troublemaker and Nick, Sheriff Good saves her and we see that connection. I really love that spot on look of them in 78 versus how they look now as adults. It was really on the money. I was like, damn, all right, that's pretty damn close. But at that point, after we save, we get into them really making this a Camp Crystal Lake situation, because what do we have at Camp Crystal Lake? Horny teens fucking ignoring kids. Like, oh my goodness. It was a whole bunch of... What kids? I was like, oh, we're going all the way in with these 70s trope, like horror movies. They would love to have somebody off doing some, like, in horror movies, just period. And sometimes even now, if you were having sex, you were shown like, oh, you gotta die. You gotta die. That's why I low-key thought the sister might make it, because she was all virginal and pure. But after we get into that and we are introduced, to the older sister, oh my goodness, if Denial had a picture, her face would be next to it. Like, she was so much into, being in denial at, what was happening with the situations, what was intensifying, what was real. Oh, it's the drugs. Oh, what happened? Who did it? It was the drugs. You sure you're not on drugs? She was probably on drugs, because that didn't happen. It was the drugs. Like, oh my goodness. By the time they tried to make her, unselfish and a likable character and sister, I was like, is it too late? Is it too late for me? I feel like it's too late. So now after we establish that, Ziggy is a realist, like, girl, no, you see all this stuff, all this degradation happening in our lives, dad's gone, mom's, alcoholic, it's just too much. We're cursed. Ziggy is all filling her oats with, Shady Side being cursed, and, that curse lingering on anyone who lives there and who was born there. Like, you can't escape this. You're trying to, change your whole, I'm virginal, I'm doing everything the right way, I got this polo. Like, they was putting a lot of emphasis on sis having that polo. I was like, damn, is it a Ralph Lauren? Like, Lord, you can't change who you are, Plug it up, Norma. Don't be trying to wear your polo. You're still Shady Side. Like, damn, all right. But the story does a really good job of creating that rift and that sisterly bond. We have, a really great protagonist to follow here as far as, either one of them is concerned. And with the, because, we open with the Dina character and her brother as well. And we just really don't have that bond there with them. But here, them as sisters, it really had me invested in them as characters. And later on, really had me rooting for them in their sisterhood and wanting somebody to survive. Somebody. Anybody. Now, we also get into the sister and her boyfriend, Tommy. And we kind of have the same thing happen with him that's happening with Sam in the first one. Now, was it just me, or were you a little confused? Okay, hold on. So, because you have the nurse character here who is the mom of, another Shady Side killer, the young lady with the sling blade in the first film. And, she's really invested in it, investigating in it. I feel like she actually got the job at the camp so she can, find the burial ground and solve everything and save everyone and, clear her daughter's name. But, okay, so if your name is on the wall, right, I just feel, I just felt a little slow. Okay, so his name was on the wall, and she's like, I saw your name on the wall. I'm trying to, put an end to this before it starts. You're gonna die, period. And then you have, Sam from the first one, her blood just dropped, and that just kind of connected her to the bones and to Sarah Fear. And we kind of have the same thing happen with our Ziggy character when, blood. I'm like, okay, so it's different from people who bleed on the bones. 1 + 1. So if you actually, bleed, or because you have, where blood on the bones, like, I feel like I read the book. Like, they referenced the book and things, with the Sarah Fear story, in the beginning, the first one we have, the whole, like, tale. And we hear it so much, but am I the only one still confused as to how it's working exactly? So I get it, if your name is on the board, she's going to possess you and, have you go on a whole killing spree as she's done, many years over time. But if your blood just drops on the bones, she has to, send her goons, her ghost spirits, to collect you and kill you. Right? Now, prior to that, we are introduced into a very special character, Miss Alice, and her boyfriend, our typical 70s druggy teens, hey, make love, not war, man. Get high and then get higher, We're introduced to them, and it was very cliche, with them, just not giving a fuck. I'm just interested in the drugs, playing keep away with things, running off into the woods, which, really led us into more backstory about the witch and, her whole grounds, and we get to see all of that. It was really good. But I was really, really glad that even though, we did eventually kill the boyfriend, we gave our Alice character some depth in the movie. Like, I was invested in her as well because I was worried she was just going to be a cliche and a write-off and, just somebody to murder. I was so glad they gave Miss Alice some depth. I was like, oh, whew, almost had me. But we also, have things going on in the camp. You have, our Ziggy character being, picked on by Sheila and the girls. Being, her room being vandalized, and she's pretty much an outsider. And that's when we also get into Nick Good. Now, we do have, this little loving story and them bonding, and, we get a lot of time invested with them and them growing and discovering each other's as, teens. Now, I was really a little confused with them, oh, she's in the camp. Like, you're trying to talk to her. Like, she's a student and you're a professor. I was like, well, damn, how old is he? Like, they look the same age. But you have them, really invested in each other, even though they're from different sides, and confiding in them, having, same interest, and him, letting her know it's more than what meets the eye here. I believe you. I'm going to have your back. Even with that, we also have, the older sister, her and Tommy, and her going on a wild goose chase, trying to rationalize why the nurse would even try to stab him. It can't be the curse. It must be the drugs. We got to go get to the bottom line and see what the drugs were, because it's not that. You have that love story going on with them and her feeling like, she just, no matter what she does, it's just something tacking on to her and keeping her down. She's trying to get out of here and go to school, but it's not the curse though. It's the drugs. Even with both of those story arcs going on, we still made time for the kill, murder, death, kill. We still... Red Rum. We still got Red Rum. Like, come on. It still was good. We still got lots of carnage, lots of blood, what we come here for. And we got a great killer. Once Tommy flipped, I really love his transition from, can a cop a field boyfriend to, we just murdered that psycho. Like, it wasn't an afterthought. It wasn't a slow transition, because I felt like, with Sam, clearly it was very slow because we didn't get it to the very end. Like, it was like, nope, bitch. Whack. Oh, blood in the face. Again. Not the baby. You gonna kill the babies, Tommy? Yeah, we killing the babies. Everybody. Now, getting some more into, some of our supporting cast. Like, we have, hella little camp counselors there, as well as, roles of other teens and people in the camp. They have the most high-strung ass camp counselors I've ever seen. Like, them creating that separation, red and blue, that damn camp, like, he was so fucking intense. We're gonna win. We win everywhere. Woo, yeah. But now, them in these color wars games, I was like, okay, so let me get this straight. So the game is to hide in the woods, and whoever captures the most people, via their color, wins. Like, if I have, I'm on the red team and I got all the people in the blue, I won. Because it was talk about a flag at first, and I was like, I'm confused by this game. Maybe it was just me. But at that point, when we have, the older sister character, and they're, off playing, Daphne and Scooby-Doo in the gang, and giving us, a lot of backstory on the witch and things that they're finding, and making connections, to the Notebook, and going, all walking through the maze and whatnot. We get some really good graphics and some really good kills. Like, I was really invested here. I was like, the kills are good. Like, Tommy was getting it, hacking people away. You never knew where he was going to be and, what to expect or how far they were really going to go. Like, all right, he just killed, one teen. He probably going to, just kill the camp counselors, and they're going to get, like, no, he hacked away somebody's babies, before they all got away on that damn school bus. People was dead. I was like, they really taking it there. I am invested. You killed some kids. I'm here for it. That mean y'all real. But But that whole, solving the mystery and, the sister Ziggy trying to, get her sister out of the hole and that whole thing, it was really good. Everything was flowing so well. But, by the time we have, Nick Good, I really like how, he's telling her to stay put and, they're on the run and about to be captured. And he's the only one who doesn't get hacked away. I'm trying to make sure that I'm not, seeing things. None of the Sunnyvale or Sunnyside characters from, the upper echelon, none of them were killed, correct? Because I know that the little smoky girl who had a joint every single second in her mouth, who was banging it out, she was murdered. The other, guy was left unscathed. The, the druggies. The druggie, he was murdered. He killed him. But he, struck Nick Good and kind of let it go. I was like, am I missing? Because no, when he went into the, to hack away at the kids, he killed all the children in the blue. She was only coming, wow. You learn something new every day. She was only going after and killing the little shady side. Oh, damn, she is ruthless. The soil is really rotten. She meant that shit. Please reconnect her. So as we were winding down, towards the end of our story, which was no problem because all of our characters were established so well. We have Ziggy. We always have to, make characters eat their words at the end. Ziggy and her whole, I don't care about my sister. She's just so different. I wouldn't care if she lived or died. We're distant and we're different. And, we have to make her eat that and be so eager to save her sister and their bond and I love you and that reconnection. And then you have, the older sister, I don't know if I could kill anyone, in order to protect someone. I kind of froze up. I don't know. And then you have her hacking away, fucking Tommy up. Everything was established so well. So the things that happened on point. So now that we have, Alice who has found the hand and, the whole idea is, to reconnect. We have that whole map that tells us where everything is. And the rest of her body is supposed to be under the tree. But of course, we watched the first one. So we know that the teens during the accident found the body, on the side of the road. Oh, my goodness. So I was really eager getting there because if you remember, I did, after I had realized they were only killing the people in blue. I'm late, y'all. That the body wasn't going to be there. So I was, trying to see what was going to happen. But once we, attack Tommy and, we finally get, that visual of him having that bag on his head and how that got there and a lot of back and forth and her resurrecting him and all that killing and the sister going ham. I loved it. Now, when we get to Miss Alice and her, I'm coming with you, and we have long dramatic pauses and talkings, and we're going to save all the Sunnysiders of Shady Dale. We're going to save them all. Hoorah. What the hell y'all talking about? Get up and go. That's how I know when I'm invested in something. When I'm like, get your ass, why y'all talking? Go. And you have him just come and whack her. I was like, oh, girl. You almost had a redeemable moment. So, oh, damn, Alice. But, you get to the climax of, them kind of, getting the better of the situation and her feeling like, well, them in their minds feeling, no, we're going to reconnect the hand and lay everything to rest and finally, stop all of this. And she opens the floodgates and sends all those damn Sunnyside murderers out. I was like, oh, you going to send all the shady side murderers after them? What's going to happen now? Where the hell is Nick? Because I was just sitting there well, he didn't die. He just had nicked his leg because he, was pushing her out of the way. Where is he and what's taking him so long? Everybody else is gone. But, we get that climax moment of them going and digging at that tree. And I was kind of into it. I was like, is it going to be there? Did something else happen? Did it move? And I was like, oh, damn, it's a rock. It's a rock. And, they can't make that reconnection. You have every single murderer gaining on them and coming in. And I was just like, here we go. Y'all got to wait to the end to give us this dumb decision makers. I was like, damn, y'all ain't even going to run. We're not even going to see them make a go at it and run. It was like, no, they literally just stood there and got hacked away after, we've had Ziggy, bleed on the bones and them kind of come after her the same way that they're coming after Sam. And it's becoming a whole thing there. And we have that whole thing rehatched from the first one, with her dying. And good old Officer Nick showing up and performing CPR and resuscitating her. And that's, you know, how she was. I was like, she got stabbed like 378 times in the stomach, but the CPR brought her back. Okay. But, you know, you have that guilt on her of her feeling like, you know, her sister sacrificed herself for nothing and we didn't fix anything. We didn't even reconnect anything. And you have, you know, that moment where she just feels like, you know, he said he was going to have my back. And he's like, no, it was all, you know, shady ass people hacking away at people again. Did not have her back, causing them, you know, to no longer have that connection and them separate themselves. It's just like, you know, we haven't seen each other. I'm like, y'all live in the same, like, girl, have you not left the house? She didn't leave the house. It just seems so adamant about, you know, us trying to get out, get as far away from this, you know, fear entity as you can and pray you make it out. But y'all still live here. All right. So you flash forward, and it must have took me out when the brother character, you know, the Josh, I think his name is Josh character, he's sitting there, he's like, oh, you're Ziggy? Like, who the hell you thought you was talking to this whole time, son? But after that, you know, you have more begging and pleading and her telling them, you know, where the bones are, and her Dina making a go for it to reconnect, and Sam foaming at the mouth, you know, tied to the heater in the bathroom, and her reconnecting those bones. And we have her, you know, flash all the way back, and she's kind of in Sarah Fierce's place in 1666. No, bro, 1666 looks popping, okay? That looks good. I cannot wait to see that. I am so glad that it's gotten better and I'm more invested in the character and really interested to see how things, you know, close off and how we're going to end this, because, you know, the first part, it wasn't getting me there. But I will, you know, of course, be doing a review on that also. You guys, please drop down and tell me what you thought about this film. Did you think it got any better? Did you like, still ain't fucking with it? Are you going to be watching, you know, the 1666? You know, let's get the conversation started. But I see you guys next time. Thank you for watching this video. Bye.